everybody, and welcome back to my channel. My name's Laura, and this video is for my witchy friends who practice manifestation using your personal magic. If you practice Wicca, any type of witchcraft, even the law of attraction, this video is for you. Quick disclaimer, if you're here to tell me that this is for the devil, or bring your Bible thumping ways here, or your negativity, don't watch the video. Click off right now. If you are closed-minded and don't practice this stuff and think it's weird, click off this video right now. I want you all to keep in mind when leaving comments on this video that a lot of people's cultures practice magic and manifestation, so keep your negative, limited beliefs to yourself. Now that everyone who's left watching this video is magical and beautiful and wonderful, let's talk about my absolute most powerful, almost scarily powerful manifestation trick. So let me just introduce you to it. This ritual, this spell that I'm doing, I don't know if anybody else does it. It's kind of something I came up with on my own, but I'm sure there's other people out there who probably do the same thing, is a manifestation journal, and I'll get into the details about it in a little bit. But guys, I really didn't want to share this with you because this has been so powerful for me. I almost didn't want other people to know about this form of magic because there are people out there who have poor intentions, ill intentions, and I don't want them to have the knowledge to manifest really bad things in this world. But you know, I trusted my guides. I'm like, if anyone like that exists, I'm just gonna trust that my guides are protecting this video and only sending people who deserve this form of manifestation, this form of magic that's very powerful. And so if you're watching this, I'm sure that you are a very well-intentioned person, beautiful, magical, and the universe wants you to step more into your power and to manifest more because, you know, the world needs more powerful, beautiful, magical manifestations out here. This video is divinely protected, and so it is. Anyways, let's dive right into it. The first step is to get yourself a notebook or a new journal. Now guys, you want to make sure that this journal is 100% new, not used for anything else. If you have like a journal or a notebook that you used for a math class but you only used a few pages, you can't just rip out the pages and then use it for this thing. You have to buy this with the intention that its only sole purpose is going to be for magic and manifestation. That's very important because you're putting the intention that this is something extremely powerful. Now, when you go to the store to get this notebook, I try to pick it with a lot of intention or add a lot of intention towards it. So if you want to invest and get like a really fancy leather journal that like has a little lock on it or something, like that would be really cool. That would be a good idea for that. Me personally, I just bought a 20-cent notebook, composition notebook actually, and I stuck all my favorite stickers on it. If you see here, we have stickers of like a high priestess, kitty cats. A lot of them are tarot cards, especially tarot cards that have to do with magic and manifestation. We have the moon here. We have the protector. We have boss lady, because that's me, you know. And you know, just other fun stickers. We got Hello Kitty, you know. Just adding a lot of energy and intentionality to it. And then on the cover, write Blank's manifestation journal, or obviously using your name, Jennifer's magic notebook, or manifestation journal, whatever you want to call it, in whatever language you want to use. If you want, you can also smoke cleanse this journal, get rid of all negativity, all other people's energies, and really just visualize the smoke cleaning the journal up and visualize it combining with your own energy, and it's like an extension of you and your magic and the magic of the universe. Next, what you got to do is get a specific high quality pen. If you want to add some extra magic to this, make it a pen that you only use for this journal. Me personally, I didn't do that, but I did invest in these really high quality Sharpie pens, and it just has that like black ink that just is so nice and it comes out so smooth, you know. Get a really good pen for this. Every time you write in this journal, you want to make sure it's high quality pen and all of your manifestations are in the same colored ink. Next, what I did was I took the pen and I wrote out rules for this notebook or rules for this journal on the first page, and I'll read you what I wrote. This notebook holds extremely powerful magical properties. It is so magic, in fact, that I will not share this enchantment with anyone else, but obviously I am now because I love sharing my magic with you guys, and I think you should have a lot more magic and power in your life as well, especially since you're a well-intentioned, well-meaning, beautiful individual. I am allowed to use this magical enchantment because I hold only the highest intentions for myself, others, and the universe. Even so, I will still cast the fact/enchantment that only the things that are for the greater good of oneself, the universe, and all come from this notebook. So essentially what you want to do on the first page is write out rules. Guys, some of you might be getting a little, wait a second, this sounds familiar. I was inspired to make this from the anime Death Note, okay? And those of you who haven't watched Death Note, it's literally this guy finds a notebook that's from the other world or the spiritual world or realms or whatever. I haven't watched it in a long time, I can't remember. And there's like rules on the front page, you know, saying what this notebook's for. And every time the person who has the notebook writes someone's name in it, and they could write their date or how they die, that person will die. And if it just says their name and there's no way how they die, they'll just have like cardiac arrest or something. That was the inspiration for this, but I'm like, what if I could do that same thing, but like manifest really cool, fun things instead of like people's death, because I don't want anyone to die, obviously, that's out of my hands. But what if I took that same concept and turned it into a magical practice? And so it's extremely, extremely important, I cannot emphasize this fact enough, that on the first page, when you're writing the rules down, you write down that everything that you want to manifest in this notebook is for the greatest good, because what you're doing is you're contracting this notebook to only manifest things if they're for the highest good or neutral, okay? Neutral or above the current vibration that you're in, right? Because what happens is magic is a neutral energy, okay? If you try to use magic to manifest something negative, it'll still manifest. And as a human, sometimes you think that you want something, but it's really not good for you. And this happens to every single person. And I will give you the perfect example of why this is so important later on. But you have to say, only the highest intentions for myself, others, and the universe or the world will be contained in this notebook. Anything that is not for the greater good will not be manifested. It would be void if you wrote it down, okay? Make sure you write that rule down on the first page. You're literally telling the notebook exactly what its job is, what its intention is, and how it will be used. I wrote down, any intentions or words written in this notebook that is not for the greatest good will not come true. This book is protected in love and light and will only cast off energies and outcomes that are for the good and resonate with love, light, peace, abundance, and all things good. So, and then I go into a little bullet point list. 1. Everything written in this notebook will become reality as soon as possible, quickly. Everything written in this book will immediately become reality. 2. This book will yield immediate, powerful results as soon as possible. 3. This book will do no harm to its owner or the universe or anything or anyone within the universe. 4. You are permitted to write one reality a day. 5. Words in this book are law. And 6. And so it is, right? Just like magic. So after you write that down, what you do is once a day, you're permitted to write one reality that you would like to manifest. And you write this in present tense. If you're familiar with the law of attraction, you probably already know what I'm talking about. You write it as if it already has happened, and you're permitted to do one reality a day. You can manifest for yourself, for others, for the world, for the collective, it doesn't matter. Now, this is a little quirk that I like to do. I've always done this every time I journal in my life. I always write down the full date and time that I am journaling it. So I start off May 26th, 2021 at 3 a.m. That's when I journaled this entry. My career is thriving in expected and unexpected ways. You can do one manifestation a day. This is very intentional because if you could just manifest everything whenever you wanted, I feel like it would be a little bit chaotic. This way it's more intentional, it's more grounded, it's more direct. There's more magic behind it. Like, I only get to do this once a day. So it kind of adds to the magic, it adds to the energy. We're not done yet, so I'm gonna give you some tips on how you could add to this magic. And this is where I need you all to have an extremely open mind, and please do not judge me. As you all may know, the power of period blood is extremely strong. There's a lot of magical properties to period blood. So if you have a vagina and you are in your menstrual ages, you can do this. What you can do is take a little bit of your period blood and smear it over the manifestations that you feel particularly drawn to in this book. So I don't even want to show you guys. Yeah, just you can use your imagination. I'm not going to show you. And I know some people are like, ooh, that's so gross. But you know what? Period blood repels negative energy. And we see this all the time in guys, you know, like you'll be like, oh, I'm on my period, and some guys will be like, ew, that's so gross. It repels weak men. It repels weak energy. The divine feminine is powerful. And another reason why this is so powerful is because when it comes to manifestations and magic, it is closely linked to the moon. And your moon controls your period and ovulation cycles. I forgot the word for a second. It controls your periods and ovulation. So when you have that period blood, it's divinely connected to the moon. And since the moon is divinely connected to magic and manifestation, you're adding a lot more power and energy to these manifestations. Guys, I've been using magic for many years. I've been manifesting in this way for many years. And I am telling you, first off, just writing down any magic spell or intention in this book is already powerful enough as it is. But when you add that extra element, it becomes so much more powerful, and your magic is your own. So maybe you don't want to use period blood and smear it all over your journal pages, but you know, maybe you want to sprinkle some cinnamon or nutmeg or whatever you do to make things more magic. Add it. What makes this journal so powerful to manifest whatever you want in life is because you can actually go back and look at and read your past manifestations. And this is where the second part comes in. You will get another pen in a different colored ink. I use pink. And you take your pen and you go back to the manifestations you were manifesting in the past. You read them over, and then in the pink ink, in the little sidelines or in the just empty spaces on the notebook, you write down how this manifestation and spell has been appearing in your life. It's acknowledging that your magic works, it's acknowledging that it's manifesting, and you're literally writing down, okay, so I wanted to manifest that and I'm starting to see changes in this way. Not only are you adding even more energy by going back and looking at that, you're also adding energy to your own magical capabilities because you're looking back at what you wanted to manifest and the spells you've done, and you are taking notes on how it worked for you. And the more you believe in your own magic, the stronger it is. Magic and manifestation is literally just making an intention and letting yourself have it. That's it. That's all it is. We've been conditioned to step out of our power, to not believe in ourselves, to not believe in our magic. And I feel like this is such a powerful way to bring that power back. So for part 2 of this video, I opened up the window, let some air flow in. You're also gonna hear some city noises. I got myself some coffee, and I'm gonna read to you some of the things that I have tried manifesting in here that have come true. I'm telling you guys, this has been a scarily accurate way of doing it. Oh, another important tip that I forgot to mention. You cannot repeat manifestations. So once you write down something you're trying to manifest, for example, my first manifestation I've ever written down was my YouTube has 10,000 plus subscribers that came in so rapidly, blah, 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 blah. And I go on to talk about how blessed I feel. Obviously, at the time I'm filming this, I only have like almost 4,000 subscribers. I have not reached that goal. However, when I wrote that down, I am putting the magic into place. I am trusting that it's going to happen, and so it is. That's what that phrase is saying, and so it is. I don't need to keep repeating this because my magic is already manifesting that right now. Certain manifestations will take longer or shorter to manifest, and that is completely out of your control. That's in the universe's control, because every single thing that you manifest in this life affects the collective. It affects the universe, it affects different people, and so it will take some divine timing. All you have to do is make the spell, trust that it's gonna happen, and then let it go. You can revisit and see the progress that's going on or the progress that's been made, but other than that, stop like trying to repeat spells or keep manifesting the same things. It's one and done. The second you put it in this notebook, it's already manifesting for you, unless it's not for the highest good. Oh my gosh, I'll give you that example. I forgot. Okay, here's a perfect example of why you have to write down that everything will turn out for the highest good, and if it's not for the highest good, it won't happen. This is a real life example I wrote down here. At the time, I was going to go on a first date with somebody, and so I wrote down in this journal, everything will go amazingly today. I am a natural at conversation. Everything is just vibing and feels okay. We're all vibing. It's completely natural. This date will/has go perfectly for whatever it is that the universe wants me and so-and-so, insert the person's name, to be. Okay, I wrote that down. I'm like, this is gonna go great, this date's gonna be awesome. and we're gonna be exactly what we're meant to be. And guess what happened? He ghosted me. I never heard from him again. I'm like, well, maybe my magic doesn't work because I wrote down that we were gonna have this awesome date and it didn't happen. Turns out the universe was in fact protecting me from that. We were talking for weeks, and then when we were supposed to go on this date, it didn't happen right after I wrote that down. The universe protected me. I later found out that this guy was riddled with STDs, was a really bad person, okay, really bad, did not respect women, like woman beater energy, etc. We're not gonna go into details, but oh my gosh, am I glad I wrote that down, and am I glad it didn't happen. That's why it's important. At the time, I thought I really wanted something with this guy, and I wanted to manifest it, and so I wrote it down, and the universe completely protected me. And it was just like that, like right after I wrote it down, haven't heard from him again. That's how quickly things can manifest when you're doing this. Here's another one that I manifested that happened crazily fast. So my sister adopted a dog, and you know, she lives with my parents, and there were some problems there because the dog was a puppy and it was terrorizing their older dog and everyone in that house, and it was just a big dramatic mess, and it caused a lot of issues. She almost ran away. It was a whole big ordeal. So I wrote down everything with this dog works out for the greatest good, for her, for my mom, for my dad, and everyone involved. She is a great, well-behaved dog that brings peace and love to everybody. All problems with her and the family are resolved peacefully, and the best outcome for everybody has happened. And very shortly after that happened, they actually found a really awesome family for her, of like a young couple who has other dogs who are also puppies, and so they kind of rehomed her into a much better living situation for the dog and for everyone involved. And it happened just like that. It was almost scary. Here's one that scared me, how wonderfully this worked out. So I was doing some shadow work, and I really wanted to manifest positive things for people in my life and from my past that have done me dirty or that I don't have a good energy standing with. I'm like, okay, let me do some magic for them and kind of like try manifesting really positive things for them so that their life turns out really good and that they make positive changes that they need to make. And so I went down and I'm like, Spirit is working directly with, and I listed off every single person's name. Spirit's working with them to ensure their greatest level of healing and personal growth at this time. They are becoming the best versions of themselves, whether they like it or not. And so it is. And over the next couple weeks since I wrote this down, I was able to observe in every single one of those people's lives the changes they were making, and it was insane. And I wrote it all down because, like I said, you have to have another colored pen to write down the progress you see. One of them started therapy, which was insane. I wasn't expecting that. One of them started their own business. One of them started working out a whole lot, getting that awesome rocking body, broke up with a toxic relationship. We see someone who, you know, is flirting more, going on dates. They really wanted to manifest love in their life. And another one is working really hard on their relationship. One of them moved to a completely different state altogether. That's going to be so much better for them. It was insane. And all of that happened within 1 month after I manifested this. I'm not going to go into further detail about all my other manifestations, but I will say I started this a few months ago, and so far this year has been one that involved the most amount of soul growth, evolution for me, changes, positive changes in my life. It's been an insane year, and I attribute that to this notebook because I would say half of the manifestations in here I made for the collective or for other people in my life, and the other half were for myself. And you know, when I write out manifestations for myself, it's always like I get things figured out, or I get my business figured out, or whatever. And I feel like because this happened, I have run into people, I've run into lessons and books and stuff that help me manifest these things. So this has just been an extremely, insanely powerful way to use magic and manifestation, and I hope you go and do the same thing for yourself, okay? In the back, I also drew out some runes, some protective runes that I designed myself. So what I'm saying is, like, at the final page, you could draw out these little protective sigils or whatever, you know, make it your own. You don't have to do everything exactly how I did it, but the whole moral of the story is get the notebook, set the intention in the notebook on the first page for exactly what it's going to be. Everything that's written in this notebook becomes reality, and only the highest can, you know, be manifested. And then once a day, you have this opportunity to manifest something awesome for yourself or for the world or for reality. Thank you guys. If you have any other magical tips to go along with this or suggestions, you can leave them down in the comments box. If you want me to make any other magical videos or videos on any subject that you want, leave that in the comment box. I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions on this. Are you going to try this spell? I would love to know. And yeah, go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. Like this video if you want to help me out, and I'll see you for the next one. Bye.